Welcome back. In the previous video, we talked about introduction to Kotlin. We also talked about some of Kotlin's features. So in this video, I'll be telling you how to install Kotlin, and we'll also be writing our first program in Kotlin. So let's get started. So before installing Kotlin on your machine, you have to install an IDE first. So what does an IDE mean? An IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. An IDE is basically a tool which helps you in writing the code, in compiling the code, as well as in executing the code. Hence, it makes our life easier. So Kotlin supports few IDEs. So let's see which IDEs does Kotlin support. So let's head over to kotlinlang.org, which is the official documentation of Kotlin. Here you can see in the bottom, Kotlin supports few IDEs. Kotlin can be used in IntelliJ IDEA, Kotlin can be used in Android Studio, Kotlin can be used in Eclipse, and Kotlin can also be used as a standalone compiler from the command line. So in this tutorial series, I'll be using IntelliJ IDEA. So let's download it. So click on the download link. It will redirect you to the download web page. So first of all, you have to choose the operating system which you are on. If you're on Windows, choose Windows. If you're on Mac, choose Mac. If you're on Linux, choose Linux. I'm choosing Windows since I'm on Windows. And IntelliJ IDEA comes in two versions, Ultimate version and Community version. Community version is free and open source, whereas Ultimate version is a paid one. So I'll be downloading the community version. So click on the download button. So save the exe file in the download folder. So guys, usually it takes around 2 to 3 minutes to download. So what I'll do is I'll stop over here and I'll start again after the download completes. So guys, the download has completed. Here you can see in the download section, you will find a .exe file. So click on it and wait until the setup window appears. This is the IntelliJ IDEA setup window. So click next to continue. So as you can see here, I've already installed IntelliJ IDEA. So if you're installing IntelliJ IDEA for the first time, you won't be able to see this prompt. So click next. So now you have to specify the folder where you want to save IntelliJ IDEA. So I am saving IntelliJ IDEA in program files folder. You can save it in any folder of your choice. After choosing the folder, click next. Here are some options which are required to configure IntelliJ IDEA. So if you want to create a desktop shortcut, then click either 32-bit launcher or 64-bit launcher. If you want to update your context menu, then select this option, add open folder as project. If you want to create some associations for Java, for Groovy, for Kotlin, then click these options. If you want to update your path, then select this option. So I'll be creating a 64-bit shortcut, and also I'll be creating an association for Kotlin file, and also I'll be updating my path. So after selecting the options, click next, and now select install. So the installation process has begun. So it takes some time for installation. So wait until the IntelliJ IDEA installs. So IntelliJ IDEA has been installed successfully. Now you can see IntelliJ IDEA icon on the desktop. So double click on it and open it. You will see this window appear. So we need to install Kotlin plugin first. So let's do that. Go to file and then settings and then select plugins. So type Kotlin in the search bar. So we need to install this Kotlin plugin. Since I've already installed it, it's not showing me the install button. But if you're installing it for the first time, you can see the install button. So click on install button. So after you click install button, IntelliJ downloads Kotlin plugin and it installs it, and it may also restart the application. So after your application restarts, you can cross check if the plugin is installed or not. So you can go to settings and plugins, and in the install section you can see the Kotlin plugin. So Kotlin plugin has been installed successfully. So now we need to create a project. So let's see how can we do that. So go to file and then select new and then click on project and hit next. After that you'll be asked to enter a project name. So enter a project name of your own choice and then hit finish. As soon as you hit finish, a new project will be created for you. I've already created a new project named Kotlin Tutorials, so I'll not be creating another one. So you can see all your projects appear on the left hand side. Now let's explore the project directory. If you go inside it, you will find three folders: .idea, out and source. But we'll be primarily working on source folder. All our Kotlin files must be placed inside this folder. Now let's create our first Kotlin file. So select source, right click on it, select new and then click Kotlin file. We need to name the file. So I'll be naming it as hello. You can name it anything you want and then click enter. So IntelliJ creates a new file for you. So in this case the name of the file is hello.kt. All the Kotlin code must be written inside this file. And all the Kotlin files have an extension .kt. Now let's start writing our first program in Kotlin. So type main and then hit enter. As soon as you hit enter, IntelliJ creates a new function template for you. So now you may ask a question, what is a function? So you can think function as a mathematical function which takes in some input, performs some calculation and returns the output. We'll talk about functions in our later video. So in this program, we'll do a simple task. We'll print a message onto the console. So Kotlin provides a function println to do this task. Println is an inbuilt function provided by Kotlin. So let's print a message to the console. So type println and then hit enter. Now we need to type our message in double quotes. So I'll be printing hello coders. So till now we wrote our first program in Kotlin. Now we need to run this program. So let's do that by clicking on the play button. As you see, there you go. The message is printed on the console. So in this video, we were able to print a simple message onto the console. So guys, that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll talk about variables